All right, guys. I hope you guys can see everything, hear everything, and we're about to go in and get started here. And this is it. So, real quick, I'm going to get this thing started, and we'll journey on. So, this is probably the most important thing that we could do, and that is to launch a new agent, launch to success. We are preparing to launch to success. And that's what we're preparing to do. I'm not talking about just start to success. I'm not talking about run to success. I'm talking about launching to success. Put us on a launch pad and take me from the ground to the air. If you want to know how to get from the ground to the air, if you want to know how to move your business from where you are to the place it needs to be, then you want to pay close attention to what we're about to do now. All right. I just want to make sure all the kinks out, and we can get this clearly, because nobody can miss this. Take a minute right now to get everybody in their seats. Take a minute right this moment to get people where they need to be. If you haven't refreshed your page, refresh it. Do what you need to do, because it's about to go down. Take a moment right this moment. Get everybody to refresh their page. Get in your spaces, get in your seats, get a pad in your hand, get a pen in your hand, and make sure you are there to take copious notes, because this is what we need. Many people start a business, but they don't necessarily know what to do. They're like, well, what do I do? How do I do this? And I'll submit to you that every time we bring someone into a business, that it is our responsibility to ensure their success. So our mission is your success. So check this out. This is what we're going to do. We are preparing to launch new business, and we're not just going to launch you any old place, but we're going to launch you to the place of success. So I hope you guys are ready for this, and that you will be attentive to what we have here, because this is it. Now, there are typically 4 stages of learning. This is not secrets discovery. Psychologists, the studies of the human brain actually shows that there are typically 4 stages of learning. Most people don't even necessarily know what stage or phase they're in. But when people come into the business, honestly, they don't know anything about this business. They may have had success other places. They may have had success in other things, but you have got to know, when you come into this environment, you don't know anything. We often get people that come right on, and I hear them. They're like, "Oh, I already got in my mind how I'm going to do this. I already know how I'm going to do this." I say, "Oh Lord, we got one. We got Mr. or Mrs. Know-it-all." And you know, they get it, and so they don't understand, you know. So check it out. This is it. There are 4 stages, and I'm going to show you all 4 of them right off the bat. There is unconscious incompetence. Of course, you've heard of competence and incompetence. There is unconscious incompetence, where you don't know that you don't know, or you don't know what you don't know, or you don't know, you just don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to know. It's unconscious incompetence, or you don't even know that you're supposed to know. Then there is conscious incompetence, where you actually know that you don't know how to do something, and it actually bothers you a bit. You know that you don't know how to do a certain thing, and when you go out and try to just do this thing on your own, and you just go running off at the mouth or running off at the gun, and sometimes, you know, it's cool, you know, but you find out that I really don't know what I'm doing. And so this is why this training is going to benefit you best. Then there's such thing called conscious competence. Conscious competence, where you know that you know, but it takes you effort to do it. You know it. I know that I know how to do this, but it's still kind of difficult for me to do this. And then you get to that final phase. And this is the phase where everything just kind of seems effortless, where it's unconscious competence, where you can just do it and it's second nature. If you ever saw a person just do something so well, and it seems like they're quote unquote a natural at it, it seems like they just flow through it so easily. They don't even know how good they are. They don't even understand the impact that they actually make on other people, because it's unconscious competence. Now, that's our plan. If you can follow the steps, if you can take the notes, if you can tune into the programs, if you can listen to the things that we have to teach you, you can move from the place of unconscious incompetence to a place of unconscious competence. Now, how fast that happens is up to you. When that takes place is really up to you. The statistics show that most of you won't even listen to what I'm saying, because you already think you know. All right, I seen that before. I think I know. Okay, perfect. You know, this is, you're unconscious incompetent. So that's just the way that it works. So now, check this out. The most highly paid skill, in this business is four things. Excuse me. I know how to count. So, is to launch new agents. That is the first thing. Let's launch new agents. That is the most important skill you can learn. If you're not taking notes, you are doing yourself a disservice, because if somebody actually tells me that the most, and they put in all caps, highly paid skill, I don't know about any of y'all, but I know that me personally, I'm not in this. I do enough nonprofit stuff. You know, I pastor a little church in Southern Maryland. That's nonprofit. I go and help people. We feed the poor. We help the needy. That's nonprofit. This right here, this is for profit. So at the end of the day, this is what we need. We actually need to understand what the most highly paid skill is. And the most important thing you can learn is how to launch a new agent. We're going to show you that right now. So launching new agents, they need to start successfully in order to be more successful. Well, the one thing I need you to understand is that you got to see the end from the beginning. Visualize your agents becoming a top producer. Visualize your agents being the one that's going to actually be the top producer. And the way that you ensure that this happens is to make sure that you yourself become a superstar factory for your team. Produce more superstars than anybody else, and you, sir, you, ma'am, will be the most highly paid person in the secret business. So what is launching exactly? Like, how do we launch? What do we do? How does this happen? And what do we do? So the first thing we need to do is actually have a game plan for your new agents. Then we need to actually set goals. While we're setting goals, I want you to know this. We have got to set goals a certain way. We don't just leave it to chance. We don't just leave it to happenstance. We don't leave it to coincidence. We actually sit down with our new agents. You don't go celebrating because you quote unquote got somebody in. That person is like a newborn baby. They don't have a clue what to do. They don't know how to feed themselves this secret stuff, and they need to have somebody's guiding hand holding them, protecting them from predators, hurting them from the things, the pitfalls of life. So we're going to actually set some goals. We're going to focus on producing superstars. We're going to teach them the secret system, and we're going to teach them the basics. And what we're going to do is going to be like taking a syringe, and we're going to inject that agent with confidence, because that agent, they're excited, but they're not quite confident. And if you take a person that's confident, you got a person, man, that you can't stop. There's some people that's extremely confident. You ain't got to believe me. Have y'all turned on the radio lately? There's some people that can't even sing, but they done convinced somebody to give them a record deal because they were just confident. When they approached the mic, they was confident. They said, you know what, I don't like your voice, but there's something about you I do like. We're going to inject them with confidence, and that's the way that we do it. So the way that we do it, we have to do it early. You have to do it quickly. When we wait too long, when we celebrate too long, we miss the moment to inject them with confidence. So we have to launch them in their first 48 hours. Somebody say it. The first 48 hours. I want to hear y'all sound like a choir. First 48 hours. First 48 hours. The most exciting point for a new agent is right there at the beginning, because they're full of excitement, but they don't have any knowledge. They don't have a clue what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing, but they're excited because they see a way that they can actually make a way for themselves. And then so you actually have to take action ASAP, ASAP, as soon as possible, before self-doubt sets in. Most people, before others ever get a chance to doubt them, most people doubt themselves. There'll be people that see the opportunity for themselves, but the moment self-doubt sits in, that's why you got to act fast and show them some success, because self-doubt actually sits in. So it's actually the most fragile point, and I'm going to tell you right now, you got to protect them from what we call TDS, toxic dream stillers. If you ain't noticed, it's they will creep up from anywhere. Sometimes you call them mom, sometimes you call them dad, sometimes you call them sister, sometimes you call them brother, sometimes you call them BFF, your best friend forever. You need to cancel that assignment for them. The reason why is because most of them are toxic dream stillers. They will talk you out of more than they'll ever talk you into. And what we have to do is create a success story right away, and we can do that within the first 48 hours and do what duplicates. So the first 48 hours versus the first week. The reason why we don't want to wait too long is because in the first 48 hours, they still at that place of excitement. And what makes us effective. Now, people try to launch, but we want to make sure that we launch effectively. This is the truth about what we do. This is not another job. We don't want people to make it feel like another job. I don't have a boss, so don't tell me what to do. But if you can show me what to do, if you can actually make this exciting, this is a business that we can actually have, and it can be fun. So what you want to do is actually take an opportunity to touch their heart before you ask for their hand. One of my mentors actually taught me long ago that people don't care how much you know until they first know how much you care. And there are some people that actually want to sit there and they want to grab people by the hand and yank them into a new opportunity, pull them into a new way of thinking, pull them out of their old mindset into a new mindset because you excited. But the first thing you have got to do is touch their heart. So we got to find out their reasons for this. You have got to raise their belief. And the one thing we have got to do is follow the system that is set in order. And I look forward to an actual system training so that we can understand what the system is. And we need to follow the blueprint, because the blueprint is the thing that will teach and show and tell every individual how to build. It's not just telling them to build, but it shows them how to build. So we're going to actually make sure that blueprint is done within the first 48 hours, because coming from construction, I told you guys I own trucks. The first thing that any of the people have got to do before they erect anything is to look at the blueprint, because the blueprint is going to show them the end result before they ever start. It shows them the ending from the beginning. And what you have got to do is follow the blueprint, because we're building a business, and don't build without looking at the blueprint. Now, the blueprint will actually help them visualize their goals. Those goals I talked about earlier, it's actually a guideline, it's a checklist. It actually tells them what to do. It talks about their mission of superstar within their first 28 days. This is huge. They want to hit superstar within their first 28 days. In fact, we actually tell our friends and our family that that's a typo. It's not the first 28 days, it's the first 2 to 8 days. Because if we can actually raise your belief and actually get you to superstar within your first 2 to 8 days, you start telling people, I don't know, but all I know. My good friend John Malott, he actually says that just tell them, I don't know. All I know is they're going to ask you, well, how does this thing work? I don't know. But all I know is I done got paid double the bonus already. And they're going like, what? You did what in your first week? Well, that's just what I did. And your first 28 days, that's got to be the actual deadline. The deadline to actually complete that in your first 2 to 8 days. It actually says it right there. So check this out. What we want to do is schedule you 2 wow parties, not one, but 2 wow parties. When? Within your first 7 days. This is your grand opening wow party. We want to actually do this. So we actually have a new system in place that has been record breaking. So we want to actually schedule you these parties, and your ask the person that brought you about the S4S. So that's where it all breaks down. So we actually get your parties in the way, and the parties are the best way to do it. It's the #1 money making activity in the whole entire company. It actually creates an instant success story. It allows you to cover a vast audience instead of an audience of one, because that person might reject you. That person may not be the one for you. So it's just better to actually get in front of multiple people at one time so that they can try all the products at once, and they can actually be whatever they want to be. Either they're going to be an agent or they're going to be a customer. But everybody that tries the product, they actually want to be something. So you actually can help them to build a list, and there's so many ways that you can actually help them to build a list. And what we want to do is contact their top 20 immediately. Now, our CEO actually gave us some wonderful advice, because when we go to building our business, we typically think about the people that we want to follow us, or the people that we're comfortable approaching. And so what we've got to do is understand that our top 20, how about you make your top 20 people that you want to follow rather than people that want to follow you? That's a good place to take a note. How about your top 20 be people that you desire to follow rather than those that you want to follow you? Because on average, on a scale of 1 to 10, most people typically think of themselves as about a 7 on average. And if you only talk to those that look up to you, then what will happen in your organization is that the 7s will only talk to the 6s, and the 6s will talk to the 5s, and the 5s will talk to the 4s, the 4s will talk to the 3s, the 3s will talk to the 2s, the 2s will talk to the 1s, and sooner or later you'll be tripping over homeless people in your organization, because nobody actually wants to recruit up or talk to somebody that they feel as though that they respect enough to follow. So you actually want to do that. You can use a memory jogger. You could take the last 10 people that they text. You can actually ask them who they know and who those people know. And here's my advice to everyone. We advise you not to prejudge. We want to get that list to 100 people. And let me tell you in advance what's going to happen. You're going to build a list to 100 people, and that's the magic number. Get it to 100. Search their phones, search their Facebook, search everything. Get 100 people on that list. The reason why is because you can get 100 people on the list. You're only going to be able to get in touch with about 50. 45 out of the 50, they're not going to be interested. Only 5 will be interested, and we're going to take that 5 and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to build a list of 100, and we're going to do it. So when you see 45 people reject you, you already know. I told you right off the bat. 45 are going to reject you. You're only going to be able to get in touch with 50. So when you call people and you're like, I couldn't get in touch with them, I already told you in advance. You're only going to be able to get in touch with 50, and 45, they're not going to be interested. It's not the right time for them. 5 will be interested, and we're going to take those 5, do the same thing, and we're going to make magic happen. That's the way it works. So we're going to actually we're going to assist also with invites, because the most difficult step for new agents, and sometimes some of these old agents will tell you that, just picking up the phone, because when you first get involved, that phone actually weighs about 10,000 pounds. It's hard to pick it up and actually make those calls. We're comfortable texting people, we're comfortable Facebooking them, we're comfortable with Snapchats and all this other stuff, but picking up the phone and inviting people is going to be very, very hard. So we're actually going to help you do that, and we're going to help you do it with proven invite methods. You don't have to go and figure this thing out, because we've already made the mistakes. We've already have fallen in the pitfalls and all of the holes, and we've climbed out of it, and we don't want you to do the same thing. So we're actually going to do that. We're going to role play with you. We're going to actually help you to help yourself. So you're not just in business by yourself. The other thing is that it is necessary, absolutely necessary. Write this big and bold. Don't talk to anyone. Write any, real big, anyone, without a 3-way, without a third party, without someone else. Even if you know all of the information, even if you want to beat your chest like King Kong and say, I'm the boss, I'm running this thing, I know what I'm doing, Perfect. I'm glad you know what you're doing. But what if the person you talk to don't know what they're doing? They need to know that they can actually pick up the phone and speak to someone else. They need to know that they can do this. What you do might work, but what you do may not necessarily duplicate. So every time you're talking to anybody, even if I know the answer, I always get them on the phone with somebody else. Let's talk about the DMOs. Your DMOs is your daily method of operation. Understand this. This is also huge. Commit. Woo! Watch this. Commit to the DMOs. Somebody need to say that to themselves. I commit. I submit and commit to the DMOs. I commit to my daily method of operation. Now, you get up and go to a job or to support a business that's not yours every day, but we won't work our own business every day. And the DMOs are very, very simple. 4 simple steps. All you got to do, use the product yourself twice a day. Any of the products you desire, use your own regimen, which should consist of cleaning, should consist of exfoliating, and should consist of moisturizing. Every day you should do that anyway, with or without secret, or your neighbor beside you. They would appreciate it if you do. All right, don't raise your hand if you're not sure. So demo the product at least twice a day. If you can't find time to and from work, on lunch break, anytime to just demo it twice a day, all you got to, I've stopped random strangers and I said, listen, I know you don't know me, and as a matter of fact, I'm glad you don't know me, because you don't know me. And this is kind of random. This is kind of random, and I'm a little uncomfortable. But would you do me a huge favor and just try this for me and tell me what you think? And the reason I'm asking a perfect stranger is because you're not my friend, you're not my family, you're not my mother, you're not my uncle, you're not my cousin, you're not my sister, you're not my brother. You won't lie to me. Can you just tell me this? And can you just try this and tell me what you think? 100 times over, 10 times out of 10, they come back and they say, I love this. This is amazing. What is this? Demo the product twice a day, and then connect with the community. Connect with the community every day. And then 15 minutes of personal development every single day, because the biggest part of your business you can build is you. 15 minutes of personal development. You don't want years of personal development because then you don't have time to demo the products. So check it out. Follow the secret system. Woo, follow the secret system. This is a system. The system. You follow the secret system. All you have to do is what you're doing now. Online trainings. They actually have HQ Vision calls each and every Sunday. Actually, we're doing it right there. There's a web-based training, or if you can't get on the web, you can actually call in. You have local trainings. You have regional trainings. You also have the national training, the national convention, which everybody needs to make sure that they get to. There's actually 4 phases of launching. Okay, 4 phases of launching. I want you to get this. 4 phases of launching. So the first thing you do is tell, and then you show. Get this. I actually heard, I wish this was mine, but it's not. But I actually heard a woman by the name of Susie. She actually said this company is show and tell, not recruit and sell. If you actually got this sales pitch, let me tell you right now, I sit in front of people all the time. They always try to tell me, all right, go on, just give me the pitch. What's the pitch? I said, listen, bro, listen, ma'am, I'm not trying to pitch to you. The pitcher only has one job, and that's to make the person miss. That's all the pitcher wants to do, is make the person miss. I don't want to throw you a pitch. Matter of fact, I want to throw you a pass. I'm on your team. I'm trying to get this information to you because I really want you to score in life. I'm not throwing you a pitch. I'm throwing you a pass. So we don't have to, you can throw the sales stuff out of the way. Just tell them about the information, show them the product. More importantly, after you show them, let them try it. The goal is to let them try it. That's it. And then do the deal. That's it. That's all. That's the 4 phases of launching. So check this out. This is the way we're going to do this. We're actually going to do your parties, and we're actually going to do 4 parties for you. I don't want you doing this party yourself. Write this down. I will not do my first party myself. Even if I live across the distant seas, if we live far, far, far away from our sponsor, we still are not doing our first party. Why? Because of unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you're doing. You ain't about to mess this up for my family. You're not going to mess this up for my children and my children's children. You don't have a clue what you're doing. Sit back, Charlie. Relax. Watch how this thing works. The first week, we're going to do 100% of your party. Now tell me one other job that says I'm going to pay you, but I'm going to work for you. You can sit back and watch me do it. Take some notes. Ask me some questions after. Second week, we're going to do 80%, and then you'll jump in and help out with 20%. Third week, we're actually going to do 20%, and then you're going to do 80%. And guess what's going to happen? We're going to actually slap you on the bottom. We're going to say, go get them. And we're going to watch you do it on week number 4. We're going to watch, and you're going to do 100% of the party. And by that time, with all of the feedback in the meantime and in between time, because you're going to actually have multiple parties, you're going to have 2 parties a week for 4 weeks. You're going to have 2 parties a week for 4 weeks. So we'll actually be able to give you some wonderful feedback. All right. And so your ultimate goal is to leverage this thing. So when it hits superstar within your first 2 to 8 days, you also actually want to leverage the pay period deadlines. We get paid, our pay period is from Sunday to Sunday, and that's just with our average commission. But if you are from brand new to bronze, your pay period is every day. So if I were you, I'd be getting customers every single day. You can get paid every day. All right. So never ever miss a 28-day deadline. If you're on our team, if you're a part of our organization, if you're a part of the lineage that brought us through, we're here to tell you that we actually have a perfect record of getting people to superstar in 28 days. Please don't mess this up for us trying to do your own thing. Please don't mess up our perfect record, because we never let anybody miss the 28-day deadline. So I don't even care if you got 1 day left. We need to get everybody you know, and so that we can get to them as quickly as possible. Even if you're at work, we can go to your appointments for you and have lunch with you and your prospect, so that we can actually do this thing, so we can become a superstar factory. So you don't want to wait until later. You want to take action when? Now. My mentor told me that there will never be another now. There will never be another now. There is not another time like now. You want to do it now. You want to go superstar when? Not tomorrow, not the middle of next week. You want to go now. Some of you invited friends to this training. Some of you invited friends to this webinar. If they ain't the one, fine. You need to go get the one. The only thing you want to say is, look, I got to hit superstar. And the only way I can hit superstar is that I bless somebody else. I've got to help somebody else make some money. Do you want to make it or not? I got to help somebody else actually have a better life. Is that you, or do I need to go look for somebody else? And so, like, that's just the way that it goes. And so qualify for the PC pool as well. And we can actually get this stuff done. And so, like, I mean, that's pretty much what I have for you this evening. I mean, make sure you do everything that you are supposed to do, because this is the way that this thing works. And you know, I just want everybody to be comfortable as possible and understand right now, right here today, that you have an opportunity of a lifetime to change many lives. And you don't have to just navigate slowly through business, but that's actually the keys, the tools to actually launch the business. I gave you the keys, but it's up to you to unlock it. It's up to you to bust through the door and actually become the people that you've prayed about, the people that you actually desire to be. And don't be afraid to tell anybody. You know what I mean? Some people talk about you. You got the toxic dream stillers. They're going to say negative things. You got the naysayers. So what? At the end of the day, I need you to know, believe, and understand that you have the best opportunity on the planet. I'm not just saying this. We are actually #1 in the entire world for growth. You ain't got to believe me. Look it up. I can't make this stuff up. We're actually #1 in the entire world for growth, and we're doing more with less. We still have less agents than most companies around, but we still are #1 in growth. That goes to show you that from a revenue standpoint, that this is not internal consumption, and you ain't got to go tripping over boxes in everybody's houses, because we actually have customers. We have people that actually want our product. And if you can just listen, I just want to shake people and say, listen, if you can just listen, you will truly understand that what we have here is something special. And we actually have people that want our stuff, and you don't need to worry about if the product will sell. They proved that $1 billion ago. All you got to do is just follow the system, do this thing. Real quick, by way of announcement, I just want to let the world know that we actually got my man 50 grand. We got Joey V coming to town. We have Joe Valenzuela. He is actually the number 5, the 5th highest paid person in this country for this company. The dude's birthday was just yesterday. He's still under 30. Eric Worre himself, Mr. GoPro himself, flew this gentleman out to Vegas so that he can actually speak on his platform to so many people that pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars just to be in the room and watch this dude speak. He was nominated to be one of the top 30 under 30. He knows his stuff. I will tell you the truth, and this is from my heart. This is not edification. This is not fluff and bluff. I'm telling you right now, I don't know another person on the planet. I don't know anyone that knows this industry better than Joe Valenzuela. I don't know anyone. I don't know any person that knows this industry and knows this information. Actually, I'll share this with you very intimately. I actually was talking to one of the agents on yesterday who actually concurred with me. They actually had an event planned for the same day that Joe was going to be here. And we actually had a conversation. And that gentleman, man, I really got a lot of respect for him. He says, you know what? I can go to an event anytime. He said, I can go and do a networking event anytime and make a couple dollars. He said, but, I'd rather be right there getting that information. And I said, yeah, man, what if you go make a couple $100 there, but you miss $1 million idea that this young man can actually plant in your mind and in your spirit? So he'll actually be here. But this just in, this is hot off the press. I'm literally reading the text message as we speak. I'm just trying to help you get this. And I hope y'all can hear me. Even if you can't see me, I hope you can hear me. Get this. We are actually having an executive and above, you got to qualify for this, on May 15th, Friday, May 15th, executive and above Shabbat dinner. And you do this, and we'll actually give you the details, but you want to stay tuned for the details. That's May 15th, but he'll be here on the 17th. If you haven't gotten your tickets, go to eastcoastsecret.com. Get your tickets there, eastcoastsecret.com. Get your tickets. If you got any questions, any concerns, any comments, I mean, it is what it is. We actually showed you how to launch your way to success. And if you don't want to succeed, all you got to do is stay right there on the launch pad. Don't listen to nothing that I said. Don't take any notes. Don't believe it. Don't receive it. Don't do whatever. If you doubt, you will be without. But if you believe, you will receive. And that's my word. So if you actually take this stuff, put it into action, you can have everything that you desire. So we appreciate you. And I hope you guys got something out of this. And I'm DCurry signing off.